following program on Ada Derana 24 is classified as PG. It is intended for younger children in the company of an adult. It may contain some suggestive dialogue, infrequent coarse language, some sexual situations, or some moderate violence. Viewer discretion is advised. The following program contains opinions of the participants and does not reflect the views and beliefs of the Derana Media Network. The network believes in a safe space for all ideas to be expressed without any censorship and on its duty to create such a platform for free speech. Viewer discretion is strictly advised.
Hello and welcome to another episode of TPS, where we discuss about the most relevant and pressing conversations that shape the future of the political landscape of Sri Lanka. So during these episodes, we've been discussing about different elements that bring about the political discussions that has been rapidly in conversation within the community of Sri Lanka. And something that has been in discussion down in the line is the matter of corruption, because I believe the current government also came into stand with regards to this proposition and also the collective theme of disrupting or reducing corruption and taking it away from the current landscape of Sri Lanka. So today's topic is about corruption and political accountability in Sri Lanka. Promises of clean politics, myth or a possibility. So joining with me, I have two guests over here. Towards my right, I have Mr. Sithija Ederage from the National People's Power. Welcome you to the program. And also towards my left, I have Mr. Sumudu Kakulandala from the United Nationals Party. Thank you so much for joining. And now let's get into the very stand of corruption. Now let me direct it first to you, because when it comes to the NPP government, it came into power as well with the notion of getting away with corruption and making sure that the government is accountable with regards to the scenario of corruption. So do you think this has become a myth or more like a possibility when it comes to reducing corruption, or more like getting a way out of corruption?
First of all, thank you so much for having me on behalf of the NPP. I extend my gratitude for having us. So when we take the corruption, I think as the National People's Power, one of our core promises when we came into power was that, everyone else is corrupt. That was one of the key political manifestos expressed by the NPP, and taking power and with a huge mandate that we've got in 3 elections actually, I think now the NPP has been in power for now several months now, close to 8 to 9 months, and I think when we take the small scale of it to the larger scale, to the president it's himself, I think we have started what we have promised. And one factor is that corruption is the abuse of power for private gain. But with our MPs, with our local councillors, I think we are giving a practical expression of how this change is going to be. And we see how the NPP is taking control of, after gaining power, how we have focused on, developing the sectors such as, recently we've been hearing the protest by the postal workers. Small things are happening, and from the larger scale to the GS division, I would say that this is becoming a reality. What we promised in the Pohosat Ratak Lassana Jeevitayak, the manifesto of the NPP about corruption, I think we are making it a reality step by step. The people of this country has given us a mandate for 60 months, that is 5 years, and within the run, I think within 2 to 3 months we'll be seeing more of a change, and I would say we are in the making of it as we promised.
All right, so it has been close to 8 months, and something that the government, along as to what Mr. Sithija mentioned, is that they will bring about the notion of corruption, and since it is given about 60 months, what in store is something that we will be looking forward to. So now, Mr. Sumudu, now when it comes to corruption, now I believe with regards to what he mentioned as well, what do you think is the notion that you as a representative from the UNP is holding about the accountability and the current situation of corruption? Has this been something that is in the process of reducing or getting away, or is it the same way as you feel like it is?
Thank you very much for inviting United National Party. And before your question, let me make some comments on what is corruption and what the United National Party have already steps which are taken by in the previous governments. First of all, Mr. J.R. Jayawardena is the one who brought the Public Property Act in 1982. So they are at that time they focus on the how to eliminate, that means regarding the public property, how to secure the public property. At that time we know that there's a revolution or something like that in 1970, 80, likewise. In that decades, that country is not in a good position to control. That means some, they are the NPP governments, part of the NPP government. I'm not telling all. So JVP, basically JVP cadres are there fight against the government, and they have destroyed the government properties. So to protect that thing, and basically the cooperative societies and the cooperative unions focusing that is the purpose that bringing that act at that time, Public Property Act. Then in the again we came into the power in 2001 to 2004. At that time also the head of at that time Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe was the Prime Minister, and there also we started the 17th constitutional amendment. By the 17th amendment we brought the independent commission concept. We suggest the Auditor General Department and the election and the police commission. Likewise, at that time we suggest the independent commissions at that time. So and not only that, in the 2015 to 2019, what we have done is at that time I know that some of JVP MPs also supported to that program to bring the FCID, to Financial Crime Investigation Division, so to establish that. So we have done under our leadership led by the UNP government, we already worked to stop the corruption and eliminate the corruption. So we brought some acts and the plan how to eliminate those things. So then that the same tenure, 19th amendment to the constitution also brought there. So from that also we introduced the transparency, how to get the accountability from all the aspects from the legal side. Then the very important thing is Right to Information Act. Right to Information Act, and we include to the constitution that right to information is a right of the people. The legality came to that thing. So I don't know what is happening in this time, Right to Information Act. I heard that 6 months that there's no chairman in that position, in the commission. So the recently I think Honorable President Anurukumar Dissanayake appointed someone, I think journalist is Mr. Lankapura or person like him appointed. So 6 months they haven't appointed any persons. Then the opposition side, we can't get some information regarding the government things and what is happening in the President Secretariat, we can't get any information if it is not work like that. Then the UMP government, what we have done, we brought that thing. And one thing my friend Mr. Sithija is mentioned about their manifesto. That's good. If they are put the points to eliminate this corruption, that's good. We are also as a party, our stance also, we are against this corruption. So in our manifestos, I haven't brought the constitution, the manifesto here. We bring the Puluwan Sri Lanka at that time. In that page number 40, I remember that. We also introduced to the people that National Anti-Corruption Action Plan. And when we are coming to the next, if we came next 5 years at that time, we introduced that. And last 2-3 years, headed by the Honorable President Ranil Wickremesinghe's main act, Anti-Corruption Act, we introduced in 2023, Anti-Corruption Act, and we build the stage, we build the flow to them to work on that. So now we can see the last year we were in the power to 2024. Then the bribery commission, and they are getting the more power from this kind of acts. So we have done so many things in UNP. When we are in the ruling party, we brought so many things to this country to make this country a proper and corruption-free country, to make a corruption-free country. So that is the position in our United National Party. And I haven't, before accusing someone, they have to gather some information. I mean, evidence should be there. But in recently, they came to power, but they are targeting the people who are in the opposition. Opposition politicians they are targeting. This act comes to find out the evidence and then to accuse, then to bring the allegation to the proper people who did that. But without taking that, without looking at that side, this government what is doing is, they are targeting the people just like hunting the opposition politicians by using these acts. We brought this act to the betterment of this country, but they are using this to get the political revenge. So that is what I am seeing in this movement.
All right, Mr. Sumudu. So I think I need to ask with regards to that as to how just the NPP has brought about this condition. Now he mentioned that it has become more of a personal revenge, or more like the government is targeting upon the opposition when it comes to reducing corruption, but that is not what everyone perceives. So in that condition, what do you have to say about it, Mr. Sithija?
First of all, it is not the NPP who gives judgment to cases. It is the justice system of this country. We can file cases, and we have ongoing cases either filed by the previous governments and once filed under our government, and independent people can file their own files as well. So first of all, it's not that we are targeting on the opposition. It is that for 70 plus years we were in the opposition. And in the last decade or so, corruption was linked to the people, to the politicians who were in power. And right now, since they are the opposition, now they feel as if that the only way that they can get the media presence, the only way that they can get attention is as if portraying that NPP is hunting. I heard that the former president Maithripala Sirisena was talking that we are ending democracy. We are nailing the first wood of the coffin or something like that. But in reality, is this? It is not the NPP or any regime who comes into power who gives the mandate or the hearing. It is the authorities. As a party, what we have done is that we have let them work sovereign. We know for decades, I think most politicians, either NPP or other parties, would agree, political intervention in the court system was very present. But at the present, I believe so, and I guess most of the people in this country believes that the law, the NPP has not done any interferences with their business. They continue their work. We as the general public can comment on that, but it's not hunting, it's just that the law is for all, including former presidents. Everyone is below the law, and I think that has a new meaning with what's going on in recent times.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Sithija. I believe that is something that is going about and is the talk of the town with regards to the government's anti-corruption plans and also how the opposition sees about it and perceives with regards to the current condition. Let's dig deep into what is it about corruption and holding accountability in terms of this regard in the current political landscape. Before then, let's go in for a short commercial break. This is TPS. Welcome back to TPS. We were discussing about how the corruption and something down the line that has been happening in this regard with the recent conditions and situations, how it has been with regards to the NPP government and also the UNP. So now with regards to what he mentioned now, more like it not being something that is that they are not hunting into people, and also that the law is something that each and everyone should abide with. What do you think with your regard, how does the UNP stand for this and how do they perceive this condition of the recent events?
Let me start from his word, no interference for this process. Now, recently that there's incident in last Friday, CID, Criminal Investigation Department, arrested former President Ranil Wickremesinghe. Now, who is the director of the CID? The director of the CID is one member of the NPP at that time. They did the canvassing to the NPP, that party, to come to the power. And another person, the secretary, the defense secretary also, Mr. Senaviratne, also the same manner, they have done same thing. So they have gone to their headquarters, Palawatta, and all the instruction comes from the Palawatta. So if the CID director, according to my knowledge, that he is a retired person, then again this government bring him to the police department and then gave the position director CID. Now think about this. If the person is exposed with the politically, if one of the bureaucrats or the officer exposed with the politics, then how can he comes to the position in the country and how can he work independently towards the all? Anyway, now if we are appointing a judge to the judiciary, this JSC, Judicial Service Commission, is looking at he or her and finding that persons are whether they are independent or not. So for first interviews, that in the interviews at that point they are looking at that. Then that is how they are selecting the persons to the judiciary. And just like that, AG's department, Attorney General department and the police department, that they should work independently. If some person is politically exposed and he worked to a previous election campaigns, it doesn't matter. I mean, without a banner backdrop, without backdrop, by using the name NPP, he did the canvassing. So he is the one who decide to who I should arrest and who should not. So the allegation, they are the people who bring the allegation. So who decide this? Another thing, the person, the last time we have seen that in the YouTuber, there's a person in the YouTube, the person who's handling the activist in the YouTube social media, that person is telling that now we are going to the next few days or the next date, mentioning the date, that day CID going to arrest this person, the former president. So how serious this? How can the social media activist, this YouTuber tells that very strongly, he is telling that 22nd the CID definitely arrest the former president, Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe. That is one point. Now another point is, he is telling that after arresting, when you produce it to the courts, then after that definitely he will be remanded. How can this person is telling very strongly that kind of statement?
I'm going to stop you from there because we need to run in for a short commercial break as well. I think that has been the talk of the town and the recent incidents and how the UNP perceives with regards to the remanding of the former President Ranil Wickremesinghe. So when it comes to these discussions, let's discuss how the accountability and the transparency aligned with corruptions goes hand in hand. Before then, let's go in for a short commercial break. This is TPS. Welcome back to TPS. We were discussing as to how the corruption and the recent incident has been taking a toll in terms of the UNP. I think I stopped you from there. But with regards to that, you were mentioning about the second point actually.
In my second point, I am telling that how the social media, that the YouTuber is targeting the judiciary. So how he can say that definitely the person who arrested at that time, and then when we are producing him to the magistrate court, then after that definitely he will remanded. So this is a very serious statement this person is giving to this very serious statement. I think Bar Association also have to look into this matter, and the government also has to inquire about this. CID or there are authorities in the government side, how this person is telling strongly this person is going to arrest and he is in remand custody. This is a very serious statement. I haven't seen that any persons are taking this in the government side, NPP side, they are not telling anything. Another thing, I have seen that yesterday some of the NPP lawyers circle or something like that, their organization present a press conference, and one of the lawyer is telling that we have seen the B report on the ongoing case in the Fourth Magistrate Court. That case over at around 10 p.m. night, he obtained the B report of the case. How it happened? How it can be there with his hand? As the other side, other lawyers are not getting that thing. Then after that, next day is Saturday. Day after, then the Sunday is another day. How they are getting the B report to their hand? So they are using their power. As a ruling party, they are using their power. Then that Mr. Sithija tells us that there is no interference. YouTuber is telling like that, and the CID chief is a political exposed person, and the lawyers at the lawyers meeting, they are telling that they already get the B report. How it goes? Aegis department giving to the NPP, that means Palawatta, or the CID chief going to the Palawatta and hand over the B report. How it can be there? Okay. That is a doubt, no?
Take it from there. So now he mentioned about 2 points, specifically how the chief of CID is someone who's involved with NPP or the previous, let's say JVP, and also the second notion is that someone who's with regards to social media is interfering in this whole law process. So what do you think? Are these two statements that is aligned with the current situation, or do you think it's completely drastically different as to what's ongoing?
So I'll explain the view of our party on this approach. First of all, I think when it comes to people, especially YouTubers in this social media era, especially in Sri Lanka, this is not the first time a YouTuber has predicted something and it has come true. But I have a view as a person that no one has a right to comment on ongoing law cases without getting the court's view on that. And personally, even though I represent my party, this person is not a politician in my party, but an advocate, because I think you are referring to the person that I am thinking of. He is an advocate for our party. He is a very independent person. But here's the thing. As a party, we cannot control the opinionated outputs of people. So before this, I would like to take an approach such as this, like before the NPP coming into power, majority of the opposition groups said that, if the NPP come to power, they were never referring to the NPP, by the way, they were saying always JVP. They were making an image in people's mind. If this party comes into power, these things would happen. There would be no temples, there would be no peraharas, you would not be able to give alms to the temple. This was the notion that the opposition gave, and the NPP won the election, they came into power. And did any of these notions come true? As far as now, not really. So YouTubers and social media advocates, of course, we cannot control them, but as an independent thinker, I personally am not a fan of what he has commented on, because no one has a right, not my party, not your party, no one in this country has a right to go over the limit when it comes to the justice system. We have to be very careful about this. And I think my party's view is very clear on this situation. I'll take it as a whole, I think, is that now it's in the hands of justice, and we'll be hearing what they have to do about it. And as a party, I think yesterday also in the press it was released that as a party we are letting the justice system handle it, and we'll give our opinion and our feedback after the hearing of this case.
All right, so with regards to that opinion that you all hold, and with regards to your notion in terms of how the situation is being perceived by many. Now, in your notion, you mentioned that different people can perceive it and it's opinionated in terms of how they perceive it. Now, do you think now when it comes to the situation of handling this, is it something relevant to Clean Sri Lanka? Because that has been the main priority when it comes to corruption. Clean Sri Lanka came about not to just find about drug dealers or people who are involved with certain underworld stuff, but then again with regards to corruption as well. So is this aligned with Clean Sri Lanka, or is this completely different from what you all put through?
A very interesting question actually. I would say yes and no both, because I think the Clean Sri Lanka project is environmental, social and all the other factors that is surrounded in our manifesto which we promised. And good governance and a clean parliament is what we promised when we came into power. As I mentioned, what the NPP has done after coming into power is that I highly deny the allegation that we are messing with the legal system of this country. And to anyone who is making that statement, I advise them, because we are talking about the justice system of this country, be aware of the words we speak about when we talk about the court system, the justice system. I think yes and no, as I mentioned, because I think the people of this country at the moment are very pleased with the decision that the court has taken, but I'm not going to go in depth about it because people are opinionated. But as mentioned, yes, we want a country that is free and that is clean. And we believe as a party and as youth of this nation that I am representing, that everyone should be equal before the law. And I believe that for the first time in Sri Lankan history, a former president has been arrested. That is not what we see every day. And even though it is a court's decision, if we haven't, given the courts the freedom to act upon their measures, anyone can go ahead and sue the government.
All right, I'm going to take it from there to you now. He mentioned that this has been something out of nowhere that came about, because not in the history we've seen a president being taken to the court. And also he mentioned that it's a yes and a no when it comes to this situation being aligned with the Clean Sri Lanka project, because corruption is something that they looked about. But then again, with your regard, corruption is not only about money, slandering and all, but it's also the abuse of power, it's also the abuse of certain public property, and also the nepotism. So with regards, what do you have to tell about this whole notion that he portrayed?
Yeah, according to his thoughts, that all the members of their side in the parliament, their government, are not clean. If they are continuing the program Clean Sri Lanka, but some of their members are not that much clean, according to that we have seen that in the television and news, that some of ministers, I have seen that Mr. Vasantha Samarasinghe and Mahinda Jayasinghe and Ranjan Jayalal, that they have allegation in the Mount Lavenia Magistrate Courts. That court procedures also, some issues are there linked with the Aegis department, and no one is going to arrested still. Now he very happily said that the first time in the history former president is arrested, but not the first time. But why you are not going to arrest the persons who are involved with the fraud issues in the Mount Lavenia Magistrate Court? The authorities are with them. The government hand, the CID is controlled by the government. The minister is a public security minister is there. Then their minister of energy, Mr. Kumara Jayakodi, the allegation is there. Then now they are telling about the Clean Sri Lanka project, but there are so many ministers and the councillors, urban council chairmen, and they are also the corrupted person if in that corner. If you are looking at like that, they have so many allegations, but the government is not going to arrest them. Then if we are using if we misuse the public funds, then what is the action you have taken to the President Secretary? He used his official vehicle to his wife personal things, shopping or something. We know it. If we don't know if that accident is not happened. So they are very hiding manner. They are also doing the same thing. We are telling that we are against this corruption. We don't like that misusing the public funds. That's true. We are also in the same position. But their government, ministers, the politicians, and every person, the current ministers, and the secretary appointed by the Anru Kumara Disanayaka, if they are taking action against the former president, can they arrest tomorrow the secretary of the president by using his official vehicle by his wife? No, that is only for the opposition, not the government side. That's what I am trying to clear. In the Mount Lavenia Magistrate Court, it is a very threat to the independence of judiciary. That the social media YouTubers act is a threat to the independence of judiciary. As a normal citizen, we have responsibility to protect the independence of judiciary. If there is no trust to the people regarding the judiciary, how can the people go into the courts? how they are expecting the proper decisions. That is an issue, that is a serious issue. Another thing, rule of law, independence of judiciary as well as the rule of law, we have to maintain it. If the CID director, political exposed person, how we are looking at the rule of law? That is the issue that we are telling. We are in that position. The corruption should be ended. We need corruption-free country. That's why we brought the acts now. Then they have to act on that, the government. First of all, they have to arrest their ministers if they if they have the evidence. But what they are doing is to satisfy the expectation of their voters and the cadre of the JVP. They arrested the former President Ranil Wickremesinghe for the allegation made the misuse of public funds. What is the public fund? Still, I am not talking about that in detail because of he also tell that is an ongoing case in the Fort Magistrate Court. But they are telling that they are good people. The opposition is the bad people. What is this? Two things. The spoon is not properly maintained in this manner.
All right. So now with regards to that, now it has been the talk of the town, and also with regards to both representatives, how the government poses this question and how the opposition perceives this question, and how it is being seen with regards to the common general public is something questionable as well. Let's get into more detail. Let's run in for a short commercial break. This is TPS. Welcome back to TPS. We were discussing along the line how about corruption, how about accountability, and with regards how these recent scenarios had been coming into play. Now with regards to everything that has been discussing, now we know that transparency and accountability is something that should be there in play when it comes to discussing about corruption, or more like putting it into action as well. So do you think that the NPP government has brought about its objectives and strategies, or rather the policies, to be much more transparent and accountable in targeting and bringing forth the actions for reducing corruption with this regard compared to other governments who have been in power?
Yes. The thing is, after NPP coming into power, what we promised was a new political culture. First of all, ending family-centric or family-centered politicians and favorations just based on nepotism, and notions such as politicians could come and say whatever they want, and in 5 years they could go home and come back as fresh people, or just stay at home and the manifestos they brought up, the promises they brought up would be never noticed. I think this is a very tricky situation to tackle within 6 months, but as I am aware and how I am involved within the NPP, I'm seeing discussions are going on within the parliament, within the caucuses that we have in the parliament, and within the party itself. We are talking about what we can do, how we can make it a reality. Is that after NPP coming into power, we hear the cases of SM Chandrasena, Kehriya Rambukkalla, Mahindananda Alutgamage, SM Ranjith. These are after NPP came into power. So like the final hearings of these, as far as I know, I'm not a lawyer by the way, as far as I know, and personally, it's not my party's vision but my personal opinion on this. We had the Kehriya Rambukkalla, the issue was brought to the parliament by the Samaga Jana Balawege, and it was defeated by the SLPP back then. But today we see how they have been messing with public funds and how they have been sentenced. This is good. I think regardless of the party, regardless of who they are, this is good. And I think a notion brought up by Mr. here was that some of our ministers have ongoing cases, and I believe if the NPP was messing with the legal system, this would not be the case. Because as we say in our party, we have discipline, we are governed by that discipline. If anyone is convicted, if anyone is turned to be reasoned to be in this allegation, we would take action within our party about them, and we would take responsibility for them, because as a party we have a history of doing so. I believe so, the JVP and now the NPP, we have a history of dealing with situations like this. Anyone is free to go up to the courts and to appeal and to file a case or whatever, and it would be done by the court, not by the Palavatta, because the Palavatta is the center, the headquarters of our party, not the justice system. It is a place for our discussions, not for the judiciary system. That is very clear. As someone who goes there regularly, I have seen, and my notion is that in the coming future, we are a young government. We have much more to go, and to the public watching at home, what we promise is what we are going to deliver. In 5 years, you have the opinion, you have the chance to redecide if we have walked the talk or no. This is the right that you have as people. It is the right you get as citizens to be directly involved with democracy. And as a party, we believe that we will deliver what we promise, and this change is inevitable. We are going to make this change as a party and as a country. And my final comments on this is that let's see, because most of these are ongoing cases, and we cannot come to a final statement on these cases.
Thank you so much. So I'm getting into you as soon as possible, because we need to cut short as well. With regards to his comments, and also with regards to transparency and accountability in terms of defending, also battling corruption, what do you think that UNP wants to bring forth and also look forward to?
All the names he mentioned earlier, SM Chandrasena and Mahindananda, likewise, he told that so many names there. All the accusations are done in the good governance period, 2015 to 2019, that is led by the former Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. At that time, the charges are given to these politicians. So not the NPP government did, that is come under the judicial system, and then after that the order came in recently. That's why they are remanded. So another name, Keheli Rambukwela's name, mentioned him. That is also happened under the former President Ranil Wickremesinghe's time. He allowed the police to do the proper steps, to take the proper steps, and he allowed to arrest him. If there's an allegation, if there's evidence, then you proceed it like that. President given the instruction to the police. So that is why that time also we are also against this corruption. So I don't think that the NPP did some things regarding that. Still they are not doing anything. They are just arrest. Only the thing is, recently the Friday, former president arrested. I'm not telling about that incident. But anyway, as the United National Party, our position is, we also against corruption. We are the party who create the accountability in this country regarding this every action. I told earlier the independent commissions and so many acts we have brought there, anti-corruption acts, and I haven't mentioned that especially in regarding the. I
need to stop you from there because we are running out of time.
So what I am telling is our government did so many projects, things to this country to eliminate and this corruption.
All right. So this has been a very timely topic, I believe, with regards to corruption and accountability, given that the situation that happened last Friday as well, both these parties giving their ideas and opinions with regards to the situation. So I need to thank Mr. Sithija Ederage from the National People's Power. Thank you so much for joining. And also Mr. Sumudu Kakulandala from the United National Party. Thank you so much for joining for today's program. And also don't forget to send your feedback to our email at feedback.ad24english@derana.lk or via WhatsApp at 076-805-7933. We will see you again with another timely discussion in terms of the political landscape of Sri Lanka. Till then, take care and be safe.
Staring at your perfection in my arms, so beautiful. The sky is getting bright, the stars are